I spent 14 years struggling on YouTube, making every mistake in the book. Now I've grown this channel to over 18,000 subscribers and help creators overcome these same challenges every day. So let me save you years of frustration with these 25 brutally honest mindset truths that completely changed my journey and will help you to thrive where most creators give up. Number 1. When I started my channel, every video that didn't perform well felt like a personal failure. I'd obsess over metrics, beat myself up, and question whether I should even continue. That changed when I started keeping a journal of the lessons learned from each video. Instead of just seeing the disappointing numbers, I focused on what each experiment taught me. Everything is an experiment. You either win or you learn. Think of yourself as a scientist in a lab, not an artist being judged. Scientists don't just expect most experiments to fail, they celebrate those failures because it eliminates a wrong path that gets them closer to discovery. Never stop experimenting, learning, and growing. The only true failure is the video that taught you nothing. Number 2. Every day I was surrounded by incredible content. I had these amazing video concepts in my head, but when I tried to execute them, the gap between my vision and my abilities was crushing. I felt stupid and questioned if I could even ever do this. Then I stumbled across an early video from a creator that I admired, and it was not great. It's when I realized that the skill gap isn't just normal, it's necessary. It's the space where your growth happens. Your vision will exceed your current skills. It's frustrating, but normal. The gap isn't evidence that you should quit, it's evidence that you have good taste. The only way to close that gap is through practice. Number 3. I was paralyzed by perfectionism. I'd record the same clip 20 times, spend days editing a single video, and then still feel it wasn't good enough. I was convinced that viewers would see me as a fraud who didn't belong on this platform. After a lot of internal work, I realized that these mental demons weren't my enemies. They were developed as protective mechanisms. Perfectionism was trying to shield me from criticism. Fear was trying to keep me safe from rejection. Do you get upset with a kid when they first learn to ride a bike? Of course not. So why should you expect perfection from yourself when starting something new? You need to give yourself permission to make bad content and post it. I like to imagine perfectionism as an overprotective friend. You thank it for its concern, and then post anyway. The first pancake is always a little weird. Doesn't mean you should give up on breakfast. Number 4. I spent months preparing and overthinking every possible way things could play out. I wanted to have every detail figured out before I published my first video. But no plan survives contact with the enemy. I literally couldn't prepare for all the things I encountered. Every problem that I anticipated either never happened or happened in an entirely different way than I imagined. Certainty is a myth in the creative world. It's like trying to prepare for swimming by reading books about water. At some point, you have to jump in. It's scary, the water will always be colder than you expect, but the only way to learn is by getting wet. Action creates clarity faster than contemplation ever could. Lesson 5. I'd find myself in this dark spiral of doubt and confusion. I'd wonder why things weren't working, second-guessing my expectations and thinking it wasn't worth it. It felt unfair watching others succeed when I was doing the same thing. I remember posting what I thought was my best video yet and watching it 200 views in a week, while someone else's first video got thousands overnight. I realized that being left in the dark with no real way to know if you're moving in the right direction is just kind of part of the creator journey. Everyone feels this way, even the successful creators that I admire. YouTube is a mental marathon, not a sprint. It will test your resilience more than your technical skills. Imagine climbing a mountain in fog, and you can't see the summit. You don't know how far you've come, and you wonder if you're even on the right path. But the fog is part of everyone's journey. The creators who make it are simply those who keep climbing regardless. And just real quick, we have a message from the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. You know, I've been talking about how YouTube is one of the most brutal mental games out there. Truth is, creating content can take a serious toll on your mental health. The constant self-doubt, perfectionism, and anxiety are real challenges I personally face. I go to therapy twice a week. It's been invaluable to helping me understand how my brain works and developing practical techniques to overcome the bad habits that hold me back creatively. If you're struggling with anxiety, perfectionism, or imposter syndrome on your creator journey, talking to a professional can be a game changer. BetterHelp makes it incredibly easy to get started with therapy online. Their platform connects you with licensed therapists who can help you navigate the mental challenges of pursuing your creative passions. They'll listen, ask questions, and help you see situations from new perspectives you might not have considered. I genuinely believe that talking through your problems is one of the best ways to solve them. If you think you could benefit from speaking with a licensed therapist, click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/DaveJeltema to match with a therapist in as little as a couple of days. Using my link will also get you 10% off your first month of therapy. Lesson 6. Let me hit you with a quick reality check before we continue. Burnout can happen in just a couple of months of creating. I ran out of steam after just 10 videos. The name of the game is sustainability. Think of your creative energy like a financial budget. If you overspend today, you'll be in debt tomorrow. Build systems that you can maintain for years, not weeks. Your mental health matters more than your upload schedule. Number 7. I kept recording videos and then abandoning them because they weren't meeting my standards. I spent months consuming courses, thinking if I just learned enough theory first, I'd skip the painful beginner phase. After all of that preparation, my first video still had issues I never anticipated. I learned more from that single upload than from weeks of research. You learn 90% of lessons by doing and putting work out there. Give yourself permission to post bad content. It's like learning an instrument. You have to play the wrong notes to eventually find the right ones. The only way you learn is by putting it out there and seeing how people react. No one starts as an expert. Post your bad stuff. It's the bridge that you have to cross to reach your good stuff. Number 8. One of the many traps creators fall into is thinking that bigger is better. If the video is longer or has more information or is over-edited, then it'll do well. I spent weeks on elaborate video essays with fancy graphics and complex points, only to have it flop. Meanwhile, a simple tip video I made in an afternoon took off. Truth is, a simple concept explained well is incredibly powerful. Your videos only need to be as long as it takes to make your point. Start with simple, clear content that delivers one message effectively. Master that, and then gradually add complexity as your skills grow. The goal is the transformation, not cramming as much as you can into it. Those things get in the way of the message. Simplicity isn't a limitation, it's a strength that makes your content more accessible. Number 9. I was drowning in contradictory advice. One guru said to focus on shorts, another said to avoid them. Some said to follow trends, another said to ignore them. I'd frantically change my approach with every new piece of information. I realized that YouTube advice is like medication. What heals one person might harm another. Gaming channels need different strategies than educational ones. Small channels need different approaches than larger ones. There is an endless supply of knowledge at your fingertips, but the trick is knowing which advice is meant for you. Develop the skill of identifying when something is worth trying in your specific situation. It's like having a filter that separates gold from sand. It's a crucial skill that no one talks about, but everyone needs. Speaking of advice that is actually worth following, if you're serious about growing on YouTube and you want guidance that's tailored to creators who are committed to this journey, I've created something special for you. My newsletter, Boundless Creator, delivers weekly insights directly to your inbox that go way beyond the surface level tips that you find everywhere else. This isn't just casual advice. It's for the creators who are ready to take their channels seriously. I share strategies I'm currently testing, mindset frameworks that have helped transform my approach, and actionable steps that you can implement immediately. The link is in the description. Now let's get back to the lessons. Lesson 10. I was so focused on metrics that I lost sight of why I started creating in the first place. Every day became about chasing numbers rather than enjoying the creative process. I asked myself, if I could make a wish and just get all the growth I ever wanted on YouTube but hated the content that I now needed to make to feed the machine, would I do it? The answer is a clear no. The creative work transforms you as a person. It's not just about building an audience, it's about building yourself. I realized I'd become a better communicator, more technically skilled, more resilient to criticism, and more confident in expressing my ideas, all valuable beyond YouTube. Creation is like going to the gym for your mind and soul. Even if no one ever watched, you still develop invaluable skills and discover new parts of yourself. Focus on who you're becoming through this journey. That's the reward no algorithm can take away from you. Journey before destination. Lesson 11. Here's a brutal truth. No one cares about you. Why would they? Everyone is filtering content through that simple question. What is in it for me? If you aren't focused on what the viewer gets out of the experience, you're relying on luck to find your audience. Make your videos about your viewers, not about you. You're not the hero of the story. They are. You're just the guide. Number 12. Many creators get stuck trying to make their numbers get bigger. I'm guilty of it. Who doesn't want to do better? To be seen by more people, to feel validated. I used to refresh my analytics constantly, obsessing over every lost subscriber as if it was a personal rejection. Then I had a viewer that commented on nearly every video, often asking thoughtful questions that made me think deeper about my content. That relationship was worth more than hundreds of passive subscribers. But the things that actually matter are engagement and connection. I'll take one subscriber who comments on most of my videos than 10 who barely pay attention. Think of it like having a small group of friends who truly get you versus being known by hundreds of people who just wave hello. Real growth isn't about inflating a number. It's about building a community of people who resonate with your message. Focus on serving them exceptionally well, and the numbers will follow. Number 13. I found myself creating content I thought would get views rather than content I enjoyed making. The process became a chore and I dreaded filming. My energy in my videos was noticeably forced, and it dawned on me that if I don't enjoy this, why do it at all? It sounds obvious, but I lost sight of it. I started experimenting with formats and topics until I found what made me excited to create again. If you don't like this, then don't do it. It's that simple. Creating content is like choosing a pair of shoes for a 1,000-mile journey. If they don't fit comfortably, no amount of determination is going to get you to your destination. Don't sacrifice your enjoyment for the sake of views. Number 14. Everywhere I looked, creators were blowing up overnight. Their first videos were getting thousands of views while mine were sitting at the double digits. It felt like I was the only one struggling while everyone else was thriving. I realized that social media only shows the victories, never the struggles. For every success story that you see, there are thousands of creators in the same position as you, feeling the same doubts. You only see what worked, never the countless failures behind the scenes. It's like comparing someone's highlight reel to your behind the scenes footage. There's always more to the story than you know. Be careful not to compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Your journey is uniquely yours, and that's a strength, not a weakness. Number 15. Everyone kept telling me to be consistent. I had heard it so many times that it started to lose all meaning. I thought it meant sticking rigidly to a schedule, so I forced myself to publish weekly, even when life got in the way. But I studied some creators who've been around for years and noticed something surprising. Few maintain the same schedule throughout their entire journey. What they did maintain was their presence over time. Consistency isn't about posting every Tuesday at 10 a.m., it's about showing up over and over for a long period of time. Think of it like tending a garden and not running a factory. Find what works for you, a habit you can build, your own specific cadence that you can manage for years. Be realistic about what you can and can't handle and leave room for life to get in the way. And hey, it looks like you made it to the deep end of the video. If these insights are hitting home for you, now's the perfect time to hit that like button. You're clearly committed to your creative journey, and I appreciate you sticking with me through these tough truths. Number 16. If someone else can do it, so can you. I'm nobody special. I did it. You can too. Every skill is learnable. Every obstacle is surmountable. After 5 months of videos getting underwhelming views, my channel suddenly found its audience. That tipping point came from the accumulation of momentum of showing up consistently. The only true limited resource is your belief in what's possible. Number 17. It's not too late to start. The creator economy is brand new and will be around for generations. It's like saying you missed the opportunity to become a writer because books have been around for centuries. New authors break through every year. New YouTubers break through every day. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now. 18. I expected immediate results. When a video didn't perform in its first week, I'd consider it a failure and move on. I'd set ambitious goals without realizing how much time each video actually required. One day, I noticed a 6-month-old video suddenly gaining traction, and I did the math and realized that 10 videos, which doesn't sound like much, could represent over a third of a year of consistent work. Videos are like seeds, not fireworks. They don't always explode immediately. Sometimes they grow gradually. I've had videos take 6+ months to find their audience. Be patient. Keep planting. When I stopped obsessing over metrics and focused instead on making videos I was proud of, ironically, those metrics improved because viewers could feel the authentic passion. This isn't a sprint or even a marathon, it's a lifestyle. You're not behind, you're exactly where you should be on your unique journey. 19. I can handle the technical challenges, the learning curve of editing, even the awkwardness of being on camera. What I wasn't prepared for was the emotional toll of pouring my heart into videos that got practically no views. I checked my phone every hour, hoping for a notification, only to see 0 engagement. I realized this was the real test. Not of my skill, but of my resolve. Anyone can make a video. Not everyone can make their 30th video after the first 29 barely got watched. Making videos no one watches will be your biggest challenge. There is nothing worse than pouring your heart and soul into something only for no one to watch it, and then doing it over and over again. You're going to need the mental fortitude to withstand that and keep coming back. It's like training for a sport where you lose every game for months before you start to win. The question isn't, are you good enough? It's, are you resilient enough? Lesson 20. One thing that caught me off guard was the negative comments. I used to take each one personally, spending hours ruminating over harsh critique while ignoring dozens of positive ones. If you stick with this long enough, you're going to begin to reach outside of your normal sphere. That's the nature of being consistent. When that happens, you'll run into someone who had a bad day, or has seen one too many videos like yours, or, well, anything really. You literally can't please everyone. I learned to use this as a mental filter. Is the feedback actionable? Is it from my target audience? Does it appear in multiple comments? If not, I acknowledge it, but I don't let it derail me. So when you see a bad comment, remind yourself, your video wasn't meant for them. And it's actually pretty awesome that you're reaching a new audience. The right criticism helps you grow. The wrong criticism distracts you from your mission. 21. For all the successful creators you see, they share one thing. They built systems that kept them going when motivation failed. Success on YouTube isn't about talent or equipment. It's about outlasting everyone else through consistent habits. The creators who make it aren't necessarily more motivated, they've just built better systems. They don't rely on inspiration. They've established habits that carry them through the low points. When others quit after their 30th video gets no views, these creators keep showing up because it's baked into their routine. Think of habits as your secret weapon in the war of attrition. Each video you create is a small deposit in your success account, generating compound interest over time. The seemingly insignificant action of recording when you don't feel like it becomes the difference between channels that fade away and those that break through. Most creators quit right before momentum would have started building. You need to build habits that make quitting impossible. 22. I stretched myself thin trying to maintain presence on 5 different platforms. I was overwhelmed by all the advice. SEO, thumbnails, hooks, storytelling, lighting, audio quality, and I tried to perfect everything all at once. I noticed that most truly successful creators mastered one platform before expanding. I decided to just pick one area each month and focus intensely on improving it. Trying to do too much is a trap. Pick one platform to get discovered on and get good at it. Then focus on one skill at a time. First, thumbnails, then hooks, then storytelling. It's like eating an elephant one bite at a time. You can't do all 30 things in this video? No kidding. That would be crazy, but I bet you could do 1. What about 5? Just do what you can. 23. The name of the game is value. At every possible turn, give viewers more than they expected. It's like being a restaurant that serves an unexpected free appetizer. It creates disproportionate goodwill. This could mean more depth, more honesty, more preparation. Whatever your content type, find ways to exceed the standard. That's how you stand out in a sea of adequacy. 24. Everyone wants to understand the almighty algorithm. Studying strategies and all the little tips and tricks to eke out every little advantage. I went down that rabbit hole too, spending more time reading about YouTube strategy than actually making videos. You're missing the point. Make quality content. I had this realization when I looked back at 6 months of content and saw I only made 8 videos, but I had read dozens of articles on YouTube growth hacks. So many people move from one thing to the next, always chasing what they think is the new or best thing, but what actually moves the needle is quality content. It's like a musician who spends more time reading about recording techniques and marketing strategies than actually practicing their instrument. They might know every technical trick, but without mastering the fundamentals of making good music, none of that knowledge matters. The best optimization for any platform is simply making content that people genuinely want to watch. At 25, I kept consuming more and more advice, thinking that eventually I'd find the perfect formula. I spent more time learning about creating than actually creating. I realized knowledge without application is just trivia. All the courses and tips in the world couldn't substitute for the learning that comes from doing. Creating on YouTube is like learning to cook. No amount of watching the Food Network will make you a chef. You have to get in the kitchen and start making meals. Some will be bland, some will be burnt, but eventually you create something delicious, if you keep practicing. So now it's your turn. Go make something. Remember, if it feels overwhelming, just do what you can, one step at a time. A year from now, you'll wish you started today. The creator who starts and learns from their mistakes will always outpace the perfectionist who never begins. Your first step doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to happen. Now that you've got the mindset foundations for YouTube success, you're facing the biggest strategic decision that can make or break your growth. Understanding whether to focus on shorts, long form, or a specific combination of both. This video reveals the exact content pattern the algorithm rewards. Information that challenges everything most YouTube gurus are teaching and will prevent you from wasting months of effort on the wrong content strategy.